What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, it's been reported for a couple of days that Avengers Doomsday had actually wrapped filming, and we started to see on social media pictures of the normal wrap gifts that you get when filming is done. But confirmed today, and now from multiple Hollywood trades that we can trust, Avengers Doomsday is confirmed to have finished principal photography. Now, way back when that started, one of the biggest stories in coming from multiple sources was Marvel Studios and the Russos had moved forward on filming, but without actually finishing the script for Avengers Doomsday. And this actually seemed further corroborated by 3 months into the process, them bringing back Michael Waldron, the guy originally hired to write Avengers Secret Wars, who wrote Multiverse of Madness and most of the Loki Season 1 and Season 2 stuff, to consult on said script in order to help finish it. And if the rumors of on-set tensions about people not being able to agree on how things should go are to be believed, this non-finished script might have been a huge source of that. Well, today we've got major follow-up reports on both fronts. Not only what's going on with the principal photography, even though they've quote-unquote wrapped, but also what's going on with that unfinished script. We're breaking it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. Thanks to everyone who's been subbing lately and helped grow the channel. You guys are amazing. If you haven't already, I would just kindly invite you to do so. It's the #1 thing you can do to support the channel, plus it'll enter you for all the giveaways, which there's a PS5 giveaway coming up this week with Marvel Zombies drop. If you want to be entered to win, again, just be a sub, leave a comment, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there, and yes, we'll be doing a watch party for Marvel Zombies. More on that at the end too. Okay, so first things first, from the Hollywood Reporter confirming the news from 48 hours ago that they have officially wrapped principal photography on Avengers Doomsday, they went on to make one very small distinction that we've been actually calling for at the channel. Apparently, there is already what they're calling, quote, a healthy dose of additional photography planned. And what we've been saying at the channel for weeks now in anticipation of this was, hey, they moved the release date for this movie off more than 6 months to give themselves time to finish the script and then shoot the additional scenes. And because we've heard so much about the pre-screeners and the reshoots for movies like Captain America: Brave New World, where people took that and spinned it into, well, the movie's a mess and that's why they're doing extensive reshoots, I know that those same people are going to be saying that about Avengers Doomsday. They're sort of preempting that by confirming, look, you can say what you want, they're not technically reshoots, it's additional principal photography. So while they have wrapped, quote unquote, they've obviously got a lot more of the movie to shoot. They may call it reshoots, additional photography, but the movie's not done. That's the first thing. Second of all, we now know, though, that the script is. This was coming from Alan Cumming, who apparently has not had the media training at Marvel, because this guy has been our biggest source of official scoops and continually week after week. But it's cool. I'm sure Kevin Feige has loosened up just a bit about that, and Alan Cumming certainly is not aloof to what he's doing. But it seems like Marvel is taking a page out of Sony's book somewhat and allowing things like that to happen so we can be talking about them. It's the whole free marketing thing, and he just confirmed that it took a while to get a script on set, that for a while they were filming without it, but he added that they did. Eventually the script was given to the actors, and if you know anything about Avengers Infinity War, and especially the way they shot Avengers Endgame, some actors didn't get a script at all, or if they did, they got just their scenes, or in some cases, what scenes they would get would be heavily altered to not include real characters' names or even what was going on in the scene, just what their lines were and what they were supposed to do. And Alan Cummings already talked about that a little bit, filming in isolation, not being able to actually see the actors, doing a lot of sort of face stuff where his face was mocapped. And all in all, that is definitely the Marvel experience, but he eventually received a script. Now, whether or not that confirms the script is done, he sort of didn't indicate it was a finished script, but he also didn't say it was an unfinished script. He just said it took them a while to get it, but then they got the script. That makes me feel like he was able to see the full thing, know the story they were working through. And why this is all a great sign is because it's now being reported they'll actually start filming on Avengers Secret Wars mid-2026, when it's suspected that Avengers Doomsday is actually going to wrap. So even though the Russos really wanted to avoid doing back-to-back shoots for both Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, it looks like the timeline of it all is basically going to lead them down that road, and they're going to be working on this right up until the drop for Avengers Secret Wars in December of 2027. Infinity War and Avengers Endgame had the luxury of being shot sort of concurrently, where they were able to overlap in some of the major scenes they were shooting at the same time, where the locations actually permitted that. These movies are going to be a lot more linear, and because of that specific detail, definitely need to have the ending of Avengers Doomsday worked out so they can focus on the script for Avengers Secret Wars so that they can film a little less than a year from now. And you can bet that as soon as they wrapped on that Avengers Doomsday script, they got one day off and then they were back at work trying to crack the story for Avengers Secret Wars. Now, we've talked about at the channel several times how Kevin Feige made it a point to say at his Burbank meeting earlier this year that they're still doing what they call plussing movies. Movie by committee, where they don't really need a finished script, or even if they have one, they continually try to improve the scenes and the acts and make it a better film while they're filming it. I quite frankly do not think that this MO often leads to a better product. In most cases, if you don't have a singular or at least a singular idea surrounding one or two solid voices, what ends up happening is that the homogeny of it all waters down the script and you end up losing cohesion that you should have. And while I think it's easy to look at films like Multiverse of Madness, which had famously 21 rewrites to the script, which could have been a totally different film, it's easy to point to that and say these are the faults of movie by committee. I actually think it's a testament to Michael Waldron's strength of his script that through 21 rewrites, his story was able to maintain some of his original voice. I hope and feel like, at least in this instance where the Russos have done this before, and if anyone is well equipped to shoot these two movies, it's them, that this movie by committee won't end up watering down whatever that singular voice or idea is for the through line of the story. And again, this is not my favorite MO. I think this too often in art leads to too many cooks in the kitchen. I think that some of the very serious problems and flaws in the Marvel films that have come out in the last 3 or 4 years have been directly attributed to this, or at least can be in a lot of cases. Doesn't mean though that the Russos are going to fall down here, and knowing that the script is now finished and that the actors were at least allowed to see parts of the script is a way better report than saying, well, they didn't nail the ending yet, but they're pushing forward on filming anyway. Still, when we hit that additional principal photography, even though they've quote unquote wrapped, watch, it's going to be the exact same headline that it was for the Marvels and that it was for Captain America Brave New World. The reshoots are because the movie's a mess, they gotta pour all this extra money into it, and it's just like so silly because we can easily say, right now it's confirmed, they're planning on doing all that anyway. It was always the plan. Guys, let me know all your thoughts though down below, how hyped you are for Avengers Doomsday and the fact they're filming on Secret Wars next year, and when in the world do you think we're getting this first trailer? I'm all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff. Guys, Marvel Zombies drops this week. We will be bringing the watch party back. I have heard that all the episodes drop at the same time, which means we're going to sit here and haul through them. I'm actually really hyped. People have said that it's really awesome. Marvel is putting a ton of money behind it. It's rumored to be their second biggest animated push behind X-Men 97, so hopefully it's going to be good. We are going to give away a PlayStation 5 when it drops. All you got to do be a sub, leave a comment, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. Hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on to keep up with the videos, and if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name is Michael Roman. Find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name All Fires. And while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.